9 missiles used there. This strike tonight was 3 targets, around double, we understand, the firepower. You're seeing there on the left side of the screen Syrian state television. Because there was no real damage done, because we haven't seen pictures of these command and control centers being degraded or of barracks being degraded, what you're seeing on the left side of your screen has been celebration in the streets of Damascus. This narrative being put out by Syrian state television, very clearly propaganda, that the Syrians were victorious in thwarting this attack by the United States military. Keep in mind, again, we've talked about this before. President Trump saying 3 days ago that Syrians should prepare, that the Russians should prepare, calling the weapons smart, calling them new, gave plenty of time for the Syrian government to prepare for this attack, gave plenty of time for the Russian military to prepare for this attack. We know the Russian military, for example, was able to remove their ships from the ports. We know that the Syrian army moved many of their men, many of their equipment onto Russian army bases. So there was plenty of time to react, and because of that, what you're seeing now is a very effective propaganda effort aimed at the Syrian people. After 7 years of brutal war, after 500,000 dead, after 11 million people displaced, a very strong message from the Syrian president, as strong as those chemical weapons, that the Syrian people should stand behind President Assad, that he is the last remaining option. And the fact of the matter is, he probably is the last remaining option, especially when you look at the limited options that the United States and the United Kingdom have. Now, one of the interesting things that we heard from the Pentagon, and one of the interesting things that we heard there from Prime Minister May, is they're leaving the door open for future strikes. The question is, will the Syrian government stop striking at the civilian populations in some of those last rebel-held pockets? The answer to that is clearly probably not. So the